Hi, this is Rolf from Tesla Owners US, and today the title is When Marketing is Asleep, or really sometimes asking myself, what are those guys thinking, or what are those guys smoking when they are defining a name for their car or for their brand. And you will see that after this intro. Now it all started with a product from the GM brand Chevy. And the product, as you can see from the thumbnail, it was a product called Chevy Nova.
Is your car up to it? We can tell you about our Chevrolet Nova. Last year, Motor Service and Service Station Management magazine surveyed independent mechanics, and Nova was voted the car with the least mechanical problems. Chevrolet wants your new Nova to be the best car you ever owned.
Chevrolet, building a better way. Or Nova, or how you pronounce it. But at that time, the guys did not check the Spanish language, because Nova means doesn't go in Spanish. So how you could create a product and bring it on the Spanish market if it doesn't go just by the name?
1, 2, 3. You will see. The Nova 6 makes sense today. 2, 3, 4. Count the doors of the Chevy Nova 6.
And that product was not, as you can believe, not very successful in the Spanish-speaking markets. And as you know, Spanish, 527 million speakers in Spanish.
The economical Chevy Nova 6 two-door coupe, the young, happy one with stripes if you order them, and that practical 6-cylinder engine.
So the marketing department here was asleep, and that started, I guess, 1967 with the car Chevy Nova, and I'll show you some pictures, some movies with that, so where the car was advertised and what the features of the car was and so on.
3.
The Chevy Nova 6 hatchback, a door on the left, one on the right, and a big hatch in back. Flip the back seat down and you've got a Nova 6 that thinks it's a station wagon.
But at the end, it was Nova. Doesn't go.
4.
The Chevy Nova 6 four-door sedan, sincere from the start, the attractive arithmetic of four-door comfort and convenience, plus 6-cylinder economy.
Can you hear the numbers say? The Nova 6 makes sense today.
Chevrolet makes sense for America.
Now, that was probably harmless to another mistake was made a couple of years later. So even the American made the mistake, and I hope they learned from that. Then there was a company called Toyota. And Toyota had a little sportive car. And that little sportive car was called MR2. I don't know if it was a two-seater. I think it was a two-seater, MR2. And that MR2 became a worldwide company. And it was finally presented at the Paris Auto Show. And at the Paris Auto Show, sometimes presidents like to speak in a different language in order to show that they are empathized with that market where they are presenting their car at the Paris Auto Show. And when the president of Toyota, or the president of that local president there, wanted to announce, he basically said, "Et ici est notre très bien MR2." So let me translate what that means. So that is basically said as, and in here is our best MR2. But now when you translate MR2, MR2, deux is 2. So when you speak that fast, then it's MR2, or MR2 is merde, means shit. That's very easy. Now, what he basically said, when everybody was laughing at the presentation when they removed the towel or removed the cover from the car, here is our best shit what we ever produced. So, and then everybody was laughing. Now, you can imagine in that market, French people, 229 million people speaking French, that shit was not very successful in the French market. But never that. So also these companies might have learned in the selection of their product name. And now we're coming back to what Elon said at the last shareholder meeting. A shareholder meeting, he tried to prevent or try to refrain from making fun of their competitors, even when he had all right to do that.
So we also have the most energy efficient cars in the world. So this is the EPA miles per kilowatt hour. And you can see the Model 3 is at around 4. And then it ranges off to the right. I don't want to pick on the e-tron, but it's, you know, it's there's room for improvement. So, e-tron. If you speak French, that's quite funny.
And he said something like, referred to the marketing and the brand of e-tron. French, e-tron, oder le e-tron, or you put that together, le-tron, then it does not mean anything else as pile of shit. And who wants to call their series of cars, they're producing a whole series of their cars, pile of shit. So there's one pile on top of the other pile. So, and this is unbelievable that the marketing department, after so many mistakes the whole automotive industry makes, to call the car like they call it today. So when they are coming to the Paris Auto Show and they are presenting ici est notre e-tron, then here is our pile of shit. So they're topping that on what Toyota did with their MR2. So would you ever think, what are the guys smoking when they are not at least checking the 10 most common languages in the world, and if they want to be successful in the market, or do they really want to be successful in that market? I'm bringing some advertisement from Audi as well, from all of the pile or what they're piling up, and I would really recommend to Audi, change your name if you want to sell those cars. If you don't want to sell those cars, that's okay. The most exciting of that, this car is being produced in Brussels. In Brussels, they are speaking Flemish and French. Didn't anybody in Brussels said, oh, now I'm going to work and I'm gonna produce a whole bunch of pile of shits. So a whole bunch of e-tron. So somebody from the factory in Brussels should have told them, hey, do you really know what we are producing now? Do you really know what that name means in the French language? I'm gonna put you some French translation in there as well from leo.org as well. So, and now I'm bringing back a very old song, what it was said before, from a guy whose name is Don Johnson. And just like Elon said, or he's saying, tell it like it is, or just say what it is. So easy it is. That was all. And guys, thumbs up, subscribe to the channel. There are more funny stories coming up. Bye bye.
question say.